welcome back to my channel. We are going to do a big sister chat. Usually my channel is all about healing eczema naturally. I've been doing that for like 5 years, but there's a lot of stuff on my heart as far as the growth that I've taken in my life journey to get to where I'm at now, which is a place of so much more peace than I have been in my entire life. And this is so intertwined with the eczema healing journey because a lot of it is me dealing with my stress and my anxiety and working through all of this. And I wanted to take some time and just have this big sisterly advice and share this love and this knowledge that I've learned through cultivating my self-confidence and my self-love. So, diving in, I'm going to tell you a story. Quick story. So, I moved to a new place and I've been meeting a lot of new friends, and I met this new friend and she invited me out with her friends from back home. So, she's known these girls for a really long time. Thankfully, they were super sweet because when you usually meet up with like friends of a friend's, there's like some tension. Anyway, the girls were wonderful. They were so sweet. And we ended up getting ready to go out, like out. And there was a beautiful balcony and the view from the balcony was just beautiful. And that was like such a great location to take pictures. And we started taking pictures and these girls were so critical of themselves. And I just thought to myself, like, actually, one of the girls she's so beautiful. And I turned to one of her friends. I was like, she doesn't have a clue how pretty she is. And she's like, no, she doesn't have a clue. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, yes, beauty physically, right? There's that. And then there's beauty internally as well. And I just thought to myself, like, my biggest thing and my sisterly advice is like, imagine yourself as another person, and the criticism that you're putting on yourself and how ugly you think you look, you would never think that about another person. And so actually in therapy a while ago, I was working through talking through how my emotional pain and physical pain and how my anxiety is affecting me and all this stuff. And my therapist said something like, well, I don't know if it was my therapist, but somewhere along the lines, I ended up coming across something that said something your body, you have to take care of your body. And something clicked inside of my head where I was like, my body is this other entity. And this is so intertwined with eczema, and I'll tell you why. So my body is this being that I want to take care of. And when we're so intertwined with our thoughts being us and our body being us, we forget that this body is this machine that's trying its best to, it's comprised of all these tiny little cells. And it's so beautiful, and there's this whole mechanism that's going on beyond you and your thoughts and oh, I have eczema. When you change your thought process and think about your body as something outside of yourself, like a child or a baby, I always tell my eczema clients, think of your eczema, your skin, as a baby. You're not going to be mentally horrible to a little child. You're not gonna scratch it to death. You're not gonna be mean to it. And having that love, not guilt. I don't mean be guilty because you're being mean to yourself. Be loving towards yourself. And I had that click moment of, oh my God, my anxiety or the way that I punish myself is affecting my body. And my body is just this beautiful entity like my cat, who is doing its best to survive and to live and, just to function. And when you think about it like that, you stop trying to punish your body. And this could even go into the idea of eating disorders and stuff like that, but we're not diving into that today. So when I saw that girl who was she kept like, oh no, oh, I look weird, oh, my stomach, oh, my this, oh, my that. And I thought to myself, like, if she only knew to think about herself as another person and have this loving relationship. Because when we sit there and we're our thoughts against our thoughts, we're so mean to ourselves. But when it's our thoughts, our feelings, our body as these three separate entities, you become a little nicer to yourself and a little bit more loving. And even right now, something that I'm going through is I'm 28 and I'm starting to see signs, very small signs of aging. And there's like a couple gray hairs that have never been there before. There's some creasing around my eyes. And I think going through that transition has been not difficult, but it's something that's in my mind. And then when you think about things, when I'm taking my body away from my thoughts, I think about it in terms of, oh my God, like, it's perfectly normal for a body to age. And we're kind of taking society away from everything as well. And you're really opening up your heart and opening up like your heart chakra. One of the things I find really fascinating is the chakras and understanding the emotions of when they're balanced for when they're blocked and using that as a tool to heal. So for example, I saw a graphic yesterday. I'll put the graphic here. Absolutely love this, and it really helps you connect the dots. But when I read the words codependency and jealousy as a blocked heart chakra, I was like, oh, because I personally feel really in tune with certain chakras. Like, my sacral chakra is probably the one that I like am trying to develop the best relationship with. It's because I hold a lot of guilt and I always feel it down there. My root chakra, good. The yellow one that sits here, like, we're always tight. Like, I can feel when you do a meditation for your chakras and you can feel the energy field around you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Joe Dispenza might be a good way of diving into this, but he takes a very scientific approach, which I always appreciate. But with like my yellow energy center, it feels like it goes out very far. But with my and I also feel with my heart chakra, I can feel when it's open, and you can too. It's that feeling of like love, like, oh my God, I'm radiating. Like when you see something really cute and you're like, oh my God, or like somebody you love or something you love and you're like, oh my God. That's when your heart chakra's open. And when you're in relationships, that blocked version can come out where you're codependent and jealous and all of these things. And a huge part of all of this is your nervous system and regulating your nervous system. This plays into eczema heavily. So when your nervous system's dysregulated, you're impacting your body in such severe ways where a lot of that nervous system dysregulation is causing your eczema or any other disease that you're dealing with if you're not coming to my channel about eczema. But when you have that safety and you regulate your nervous system, which is something I've worked on for years now, then you're in a place of calm, you're in a place of ease. You can actually like hear and observe. Like, I've gone through trauma in my life, and because of that, I do not have a very good memory on purpose. It's a coping mechanism. And a lot of times I'm extremely unobservant because I trained myself to be, because I didn't want to take in the bad. And so when you regulate your nervous system, you can open up your senses again. You can open up your chakras, open up your love, open up your heart to everybody else, but also yourself. And sometimes we are so deeply mean to ourselves. And unfortunately, the whole point of life is to love yourself and develop a beautiful relationship with yourself, because that opens the doors to everything else that you want. And essentially what we're always searching for and looking for is that's the missing piece. Like if you feel like something's missing, that's what's missing, is your love that you have for yourself. I want to mention two ideas, techniques with you. One is the 3-6-9 method. I'm going to call it the 3-3 method. The original method basically talks about how you want to write down an affirmation 3 times, or a manifestation 3 times in the morning, 6 times midday, 9 times in the evening. That's not going to happen for me. It's just not. So I do 3 and 3. I wake up and I write a series of affirmations 3 times, and then a series of affirmations 3 times in the evening. These affirmations for me are: I feel deeply safe, calm, and confident. I am in a relationship I am in a safe, calm, and deeply loving relationship with joy and laughter. I am wildly rich and at ease financially. And this is what I do. And when you're affirming that you feel safe, you remind yourself, I am safe. So when you are in a situation, like let's say you're at your favorite coffee shop and you're sitting down and you're like, well, I affirmed this morning that I'm safe. You think about that in the back of your mind and it comes up. And then you have this feeling of like, I'm safe. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how your relationships can be your biggest teacher. So when you are with somebody and they're so triggering, it's probably something that you haven't dealt with inside of yourself. Because when you have that love and you have that confidence and like you're regulated, you feel good, you're not as reactive to certain situations. And in fact, when you are your best self, you invite people to be their best selves as well. And so a lot of times we like to play the victim when people aren't acting the way that we want them to. And the truth is, a lot of times people are reflections of your own inner world. So if you're very judgmental of yourself, maybe you're attracting a judgmental partner. If you whatever it is, and healing that inside of yourself is how you get out. And I would love to keep making videos like these because this is the real work I've been doing for the last 3, 4, 5 years on myself to become the best version of myself. And so these videos, I'm gonna start creating more on this YouTube channel. Still create some eczema specific ones, but I also want to share things that are on my heart that will progress you to your best, most loving self. So please let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know that you liked it, and I will continue making these videos because this is on my heart. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.